Alright, hey everybody. This is episode 2 of That'll Do. That was an unintentional rhyme that worked in my favor, and I appreciate that. So, I just want to say thank you for everybody who checked out the first episode. It was like it was a success on like my terms, because if you look, the video only has like 40 views, but that's like, way more than it had when I first posted it. So I just want to say like thank you for everybody for checking it out, and if you like what you heard, sticking with us. So yeah, because we're going to keep doing this. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hang on for the ride. So today, I have two guests again. I have the ever lovely Sean Posso, who I can now pronounce the last name correctly.
It only took a couple months and, a podcast, but we got there in the end, bud.
I mean, we're... fucking asshole. I can't do anything in this Alright, and our good friend, Emmaleigh
Lenfest.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
You good?
Yeah.
Happy to be here?
Yeah, in my apartment, yeah.
I know, yeah. We're in Emmaleig's apartment because we couldn't get a study room for reasons I can't talk about on the podcast. But that's fine. I hope we never get to that episode.
Hey, you might need some filler, you don't know.
Oh my god. Yeah, so we are here at Emmaleig's 1-1, which I'm super jealous of at the moment because it's so quiet and it's so nice. Was like 1-1 your first choice? Was it for like how quiet and nice it is?
Yep. And the lack of people to deal with.
True. Yeah. It didn't like freak you out at all to like live alone?
No. My spring semester as a freshman, I had lived in a single dorm, and it was wonderful, and I stuck with it. But now I have a kitchen, so I can actually cook food.
That helps that you actually know how to cook food.
Yeah,
Unlike
that
some
is
people
plus.
we know.
Alright, we're not going to mention the person who doesn't know how to use an oven.
Oh my god. How does he not know how to... Alright, we're not going to mention... The boy just doesn't know how to use an oven. And
we still love him, though.
We do.
Yeah, we love this kid.
It's okay.
But...
He has a disability. It's fine. Man. Sean, you called me bud and just threw me off. Like, it's just...
Oh, that was on purpose.
No, I know. Bud's one of those words that I don't understand. I don't get how people say it in a nice way. Like, there's no way you're ever like, oh, hey, bud. Like, no, it's fine. Everything's okay. Like,
Whenever I hear it, I think of, like, a dad talking to a small kid. Like, oh, hey, bud, how you doing?
Like he's kneeling down with the football. Like,
Exactly.
oh, bud, that's not how you throw a spiral. This is how you do it.
It's like always in the back of his head wanting to just Charlie Brown the kid. Just like, come on, kick the football, bud. Oh, it's okay, buddy.
That's abuse. He can't do that.
But I didn't say he did. I said he wanted
Oh, okay,
to.
good. You're good. Yeah. Just making sure we're not ratting anybody out. It's fine. It's fine. There's other words like that. Like, bud gets me so much worse than, like, any other word. And I don't know why.
My cousin, for a while, started just, like, after, like, at family gatherings, like Thanksgiving or, like, the 4th of July or something, like, he'd just walk up to you and go, howdy. And every time, it would stop everyone in their tracks. And he just goes, howdy, and everyone goes,
I like how people, like... Because it's almost like second nature to just repeat it back.
Exactly.
So everyone goes like, how? Oh.
Oh, wait.
Oh, right.
That
I
wasn't
guess
hello.
I'm a cowboy now. Yeehaw.
There's a snake in my boot. I'm trying to think, like, what's... Man used to bother me, and now man's just like every other word I say.
It really is.
So,
True.
it's just man, dude,
Bro.
bro. I say bro a lot. But I say bro, like, sarcastically, though.
Sometimes.
Well, yeah, other than... I'm sorry, I mean it sometimes, Sean.
Sometimes you just
Bro.
for no reason.
Dude, I just get all broy. Just get my emotions and just get broy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I remember some dude... I used to work in a theme park. I used to work at Adventure Island, if anyone who knows what that is.
What?
Does anyone know what that is?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Well,
Sure,
because
why
people
not?
up here... Yeah, alright.
I mean,
So,
yeah.
there we go. Okay, so we proved the point I was trying to make. But no, I worked in this little SeaWorld, like, redheaded stepchild of a water park that was, like, underfunded, and, like, we had to change, like, all this staff and do everything. And we had a new like supervisor right when I got there,
Oh boy.
and she just always said bud. And it wasn't even like bad, like or negative or anything. It's just like I would do something wrong, and she'd be like, "Oh, bud, like here, let me show you how to do it." It just got under my skin.
Yeah.
Like I can make mistakes, but just don't call me bud while I'm making the mistakes, because I might cry.
It's just like adding insult to injury.
Exactly. It just sounds like such a negative connotation
Yeah.
to bud. Oh.
Then there's calling people son.
Oh man, not better.
You can't do that if you're not a certain age.
Yeah.
Like I
I
couldn't
feel
call
like you need
son.
to be middle aged to do that.
Yeah.
Well, you could.
I
It'd
mean-
be weird, but you could.
I wouldn't like it.
I don't think anyone would like it.
Yeah, right. That's why I refrain. Yeah, I don't like son either. Like, yeah, I just think that's another like negative one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I'm better than you, son. Like,
That or like honey. You're like, no.
oh, hun.
Yeah.
I don't mind that one. Why does that one bother you?
I just don't like it. It's like, oh, like, come do this thing. And you're just like, no, I just.
It's close
It's
to
the
being
same
like,
as Bud.
It's
though.
close to being like the southern fuck you.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
oh,
exactly
hun.
what it is.
Oh yeah, like everybody knew you would fail, and then you realize you failed. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh, hun.
Honey.
Ooh. I don't know.
It's a very southern thing.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
Not so much Florida, but when you go other places, you just yeah.
Florida's not actually south. Like,
It's weird.
South of
The
north
north of the
of
South,
Florida.
yeah.
It
Yep.
really is.
it's her ticket. I was trying to figure out what it was.
No, it's the fan.
Oh, is it?
No, the other fan.
Oh.
I love that, this is a purely audio medium.
Oh yeah, no, okay, alright, so in an apartment, sometimes there are fans. Typically, in hotter temperatures, you turn the fan on. What happened? What did you do? Oh my god, the fire alarm just went off. Everything just peaked. Holy shit. Oh my god. That's not okay.
This is off to a great start.
I know, we're doing great. And I'm not gonna cut anything, because everything's just been fantastic so far.
Just the
Oh,
first
God.
8 minutes is just griping about, like, certain words to call people, and then the fire alarm goes off for 1 second.
Yes, stick with this roller coaster of emotions we got going on here. Wow. Oh my god, my fire alarm just went off a couple nights ago at like 1 in the morning because certain people who also like to take up study rooms were smoking cigarettes in an elevator. Just like the one fucking place you don't smoke your cigarettes. But that's fine. I guess they didn't know, and now they know. Because a big red
Hopefully.
truck had to come and bail us all out.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, it happened for a split second the next day. And, like, me and my roommates were actually, like, on the edge of our seats, like, ready to do something about it. And we could have been completely wrong about who did it, but we were still gonna go in, like
Just go in, guns a-blazing.
Oh, yeah, like we had indisputable proof that these people had done this action.
Yeah. Yeah, every now and again, one of my roommates cooks and, like, burns toast or something, and I just get real nervous.
You get some anxiety off of some burnt toast.
Because half of it's like, am I having a stroke? And the other half is, I'm not having a stroke and the kitchen's on fire. Either way, I'm not going to have a good day. And then, of course, nothing happens.
I almost want a fire. Like, I want something
I want
to
the
burn.
story, but not the actual event.
Not the event to happen?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's fair. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I had to think about it. Yeah, you're fine. Oh, no. Ours is so sensitive, though. Like, I don't understand. Like, at certain people's places, you can be doing anything and the fire alarm wouldn't go off.
Oh.
And in our place, you, like, fart in the fire. I swear to God, the fire alarm dings. I'm like, can we fix that? Can you, like, change the sensitivity of the fire alarm?
I don't know, but it might be, like, against your lease to do so.
That's what I think so.
Probably could. It probably just wouldn't be really legal.
Yeah. You could just, like,
True.
duct tape a solo cup over it.
Or a traffic cone.
True.
I've seen that one before.
Yeah.
I feel like that one would intrude into, like, your space.
Yeah, but it's a conversation piece. Like, hey, what's with the traffic cone. I forgot the word.
The file. The file cone.
What's with the traffic cone taped to your wall? Oh, it's covering the smoke alarm. Why?
Well,
Why not?
I like in that scenario, it's like you're so afraid when people are coming over, you're not gonna have anything to talk about, that you intentionally duct tape
Oh yeah.
a cone to your ceiling.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just for like the insurance that you have a good conversation.
It's a bright orange stalactite.
Oh my god, that's fucking genius. Oh my god.
Or, I mean, just tape a piece of paper that says safe in your microwave, and there you go.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's a fun story.
It is.
So
I
Emmaleigh,
think I was asked like 10 times
Really?
yesterday about it. Yep.
what do you tell people? Okay, hold on. Emmaleigh has a microwave, and on said microwave, the word safe is taped to it, and it's because we shot a video where her microwave, wait for it, was a safe,
Yeah.
and she hasn't taken it down.
Yep.
And it's like the greatest thing ever.
It's a conversation piece.
Yeah, so like, what do you say when people...
People are always just like, wait, why does your microwave say safe? And it's like, well, we did this video, and it was a safe, and
Are
it
you
was...
telling me this is a microwave, not a safe? That
I mean-
I would love if you did that.
Oh
like
my
someone
goal is
goes,
melted.
why does your microwave say safe? What are you talking about? It's a safe.
I should try that. It would be
You
funny.
could probably get at least one person with it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, wait, do you
Yeah.
really not know that's... Oh, okay.
It's just
Alright.
very obvious.
Well, it should be very obvious.
It's
I
kind of
mean-
the point.
You walk into someone else's house, you can't tell them what their things are. Like, that's kind of
Exactly.
fucked up. You can't be like, hey, bud. Like, that's not a...
Listen,
that's
hon.
not a microwave. So, Emmaleigh, you work at, where do you work? Someone with a K? Kohl's?
A big box retailer.
Oh my god. How's that going for you? Is that, you having a good time?
It's alright. They like to throw me in departments I've not been trained for and just hope it works out, so...
Yeah, that's actually the definition of, like, retail.
Yeah, it's
Oh my
working out so
God.
far.
Yeah. Are you up for the challenge? Like, do you meet the... You learn the new shit?
I mean, yeah, it's not that bad. It's not the best, but I don't smell like grease, so...
Oh my god, yes. No.
I mean,
I could not go into fucking culinary. I can't do it.
yeah. I mean, been there, done that, and just smelled like spoiled milk all the time.
Oh.
Because
Oh,
that's
God.
what yogurt
Were you making
becomes.
spoiled milk? Oh.
No, frozen yogurt.
Okay.
When it gets
My
spilled on
profession
you,
was spoiling milk.
it just
Well,
smells
we were
like
serving,
bad
so
milk.
I smelled like it. I don't see what the
And-
fucking problem is.
That was disgusting. So,
The only...
came to college,
Yeah.
switched to retail. Much better decision.
Oh my god. You started off in culinary.
In high school, yeah.
Yeah. That was like the first job you had.
Like, real job, yeah.
I was not that unlucky. Like, I've only worked in retail. No, but it's worked at the same place. It's only that theme park in Tampa. Like, that is it. And I'm terrified of actually having another job where I can't just sell t-shirts and lockers.
I'm on the other end of the spectrum where I've
Yeah.
never had a real job in my entire life.
Oh my god. You've made it so far. Why
Yeah.
start now?
Exactly.
Like,
I've made
why?
it 2 decades without putting in any effort. Why should I start?
Yeah, I mean, you are a communications major. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm in digital media production. It's like I don't want to have a job.
You're not wrong.
Well, now you know, when you do get your job, to go to retail and not to culinary.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Culinary is just... It's just so much more work than retail. Because so much of your time in retail is just kind of like standing around, like waiting for the customer.
And
I'd
then
imagine, yeah.
refolding everything
And then
once they
oh my
fuck
god.
it up.
Oh my god.
See, I've never worked in retail, but I have like a healthy
You're having
fear of it.
flashbacks.
Yeah, no, I'm having PTSD of refolding shirts. Because it's
Because
bullshit.
they always take the one from the very bottom, fuck up all the ones on top of it,
Oh my
because
God,
they
every
basically
time.
just flip the pile over.
I try my damnedest not to do that because I'm what the kids call a decent person.
Well, you're
What a
polite too. Like,
concept.
the fuck. Fucking people come in and like take 9 things off the shelf, don't buy any of them, and just leave them on the counter, and you're like, you're gonna have to die. Like, I'm
You're gonna
sorry.
have to die by my hand.
Yeah,
like it's company policy. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna use the shirt you didn't buy to choke you.
To just garrote you. There's nothing I can do about it. Like, it management says so.
Do you still want to see my manager? And you're like fucking holding it behind him. Oh, and like the types of people you get with retail, like, God, okay, stereotypes aren't always great, but sometimes they're based on facts. And the type of shopper that always asks for your manager is always dressed the exact same. She just varies in age. That is it. She always wears the same
The
shit.
same thing,
Yeah.
the same haircut.
Oh my god, and it's always like shoulder length. It's always like, oh, you can't see that. Well, I touched my shoulder. This is how far the hair
Well, you
goes.
said shoulder length.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm reinforcing it for the people. Alright, so shoulder length is about to your shoulders,
Yeah.
where I'm currently touching.
The length of which comes to your shoulders.
Exactly.
Kicked
Exactly.
the tripod. That was great.
Now your audio is gonna be crooked.
I know.
What are you gonna do? What is the person we described for Kohl's? What does that look like? What do we got going on? Because I think mine's gonna be a little different at a theme park.
Alright, fair. So, it's always like a middle-aged lady, half the time with a young child who does not want to be there and is agitated, to say the least, at this point.
Yeah.
Because they've been spending God knows how much time walking around looking at nothing really, but spending a lot of time.
Acting like they're looking, but not
Right.
actually
Pretending
looking.
to look
Yeah,
at things.
and then
Yeah.
they end up with a couple random things, try half of it on, don't like the majority of it, and then come over with either like 100 items or like 2 items, no in between. And then they want everything is not the price that they remembered it being, and then want you to tell them the price of each freaking item.
Yeah, no, it's like you have the fucking price sheet with you, like.
I mean, technically, like, you're at a register, so it's telling you what it is, but then they want to know the price with their coupons, and then that's just a whole nother thing.
Can't forget those coupons.
Oh my god, the
The
coupons.
coupon, the poupon, the coupon.
Yes.
The coupon game is so ridiculously harsh. Like, people live and die by these sales.
Oh, I know.
Live by the sale, die by the sale.
It's true. We had like a little pass you could get, like admission pass, that would take off like 10% of everything you bought in the park.
Okay.
And so like, sometimes we'd forget to ask for it and people wouldn't know that we had that deal, but they'd hear about it because we have signs everywhere. And so they buy it and then they decide to use their eyes and they read that they could save money, so they come back and expect the 10% difference back.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and it's just that type of person.
Mm-hmm.
It's just we would get a lot of people who were from out of the country, people who we had to work past language barriers with, and they were nicer than like the middle-aged white people we're getting
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
with the screaming kid and the fucking shoulder-length hair. And they always have like big sunglasses too,
Yeah.
like old lady sunglasses.
Yeah.
Even some of the guys just wear old lady, like you hit the age.
Yeah. That, or you get the ones where it's not even a good sale, but then they're like, oh, this is just the best thing ever, and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, alright, sure, I literally have no control over any of the pricing, so that thing might have been $5 cheaper yesterday, but sure, it's a great sale right now.
Well, because you know, like you as the employee know when everything
Oh,
goes
for
on
sure.
sale. And like the type of person that comes up to you really makes you decide, like, do I want to let them know there's a deal, or am I just going to kind of let
Right.
it slide?
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever I go into anywhere like retail or like a restaurant or something, my one goal is I never want to be that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Sean.
Honestly, everyone should just aspire to be that.
Like, the only way I want to be that guy, it's like, oh, there was a problem with the computer and that guy was fine with it because he's not a dick.
Right.
It's no problem.
Yeah, and like once you, I mean, it probably applies to culinary too, but like once, I know for a fact, once you work retail, you are so much nicer to
Oh,
people
for
in your
sure.
position. Like, even like waiters and waitresses that don't get you the water in like 5 or 10 minutes. You're just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
all right, like it's busy, it's
Yeah,
fine, like
it's
it makes
fine.
sense. I'm not dying of thirst. I'll be okay.
Right. I don't know. I just know if I go shopping with other people and it's like, you're not gonna mess up the fold table or you're going to fix it, and then you just have people like, no, they pay someone to go fix it, and you're like, death glare them. You're like, no, fold your own t-shirt. If you're not going, like, if you picked it up, decided you didn't like whatever pattern or whatever thing was on it, fold it and put it back, or at the very least, don't pull the one from the bottom that was maybe your size you thought, then pick it up, decide you don't like it, and just, like, throw it somewhere on the table. Like, no, don't do that.
Like,
It's so
The
unnecessary.
main rule is pretty much, don't be a dick.
Just be a nice person. Why is
Good
it so
people just
hard
live
to
their
be a
life
good
like
person?
that. Right.
And everybody just okay, everybody wants to be a dick. That's what it is. Like, everybody wants to be mean.
Right.
And that's when that fucking phrase, like, oh, well, someone's paid to do that. That's where it came from.
That's so...
Just so people could get away with stupid shit like
Oh,
that.
Most things came up because people wanted to get away with stupid shit.
Oh, for sure.
It's true. It's
That's
not
like
some
the
cool...
human experience. Trying to get away with stupid shit.
That's like our biggest accomplishment as a species. If we've made excuses. No other animal has excuses.
It's true.
This is true.
That's us, and we only use them when we shop. I don't know why.
Or we procrastinate.
Because we're that species.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if we had to take a pick of, like, it would be, like, the shitty dicks.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like us, and then, like, pigeons. And there's, like,
And
no...
then, like, squirrels.
See, okay, hold on. I have a love-hate relationship with squirrels. I've never met a bad squirrel.
Neither have I.
I've never had a bad time with a squirrel.
Squirrels steal your food.
No one... I've given a squirrel food.
You've never had a squirrel steal food from you.
I've never
No.
given a squirrel food, nor
Oh
have
my
I
goodness.
had a squirrel steal food from me.
Okay.
Nor
well.
have I stolen a squirrel.
Wow. Or a
No, I
squirrel's
haven't
food.
stolen a squirrel.
Oh, okay,
Yet.
no. We're getting...
Yet.
Yet. Oh, wow.
Once that YouTube money comes in, let's start
Hey.
a squirrel syndicate.
The squirrel fight ring.
Oh my...
Oh,
please,
no.
please. Please.
No, I just remember being really little, and there was this park we would always go to, and we would randomly get, a lot of times you'd get food, go to the park, hang out, eat, go play the playground,
Yeah,
enjoy life.
park
You're like
stuff.
5,
Park
right?
stuff, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyhow, and if you weren't sitting right next to the food, they would just come up and like steal a fry and run away with it. You're like, what are you doing?
Oh my
Or they got more aggressive as time went on. They literally took the bag the one day and just like ran away with it.
Oh
And we
my
were like,
God.
oh, all right, cool.
Okay, alright, no, we had birds. That was our issue. Squirrels did not try to steal anything because the birds were so fucking ferocious. They got outdone.
Okay.
Because like the squirrel would come down from like the tree to get the thing and
Right.
try to run back up the tree. Well, they would get the thing and then run up the tree and a bird would just be like waiting for it. Like they were just such pieces of shit.
Birds
I was
using.
like, that's being
using
lazy
the
too. They're not
squirrels
even
as, like,
flying to go get it.
Oh yeah, no, the birds are like the squirrels are like indentured servants to the birds. The
Oh,
birds don't
no.
pay them anything.
I didn't spend enough time outside to notice any of this as a kid.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Well, this all comes from retail, dude.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Well, at least in my job,
It's an analogy.
yeah, like this is all symbolic.
Yeah.
There actually are no squirrels.
Don't be
or
the
birds.
squirrel.
Yeah, be the bird. Don't be either. Just be nice to people that you
Don't
buy
be a
things
squirrel, be
from.
nice.
Yeah. Don't be a bird. Be a nice person.
We just came up with the first that'll do T-shirt design. Don't be a squirrel.
Don't be a squirrel.
Yes.
Just be a person.
I'm not a squirrel. I'm a
I'm
person.
a person. All right, there's our Redbubble deal right there. I want to get on Redbubble so bad. I just have so many stupid T-shirt ideas.
Redbubble, please sponsor us.
Please send us free
Please.
stuff. Oh, guys, we should congratulate Sean because he has officially been on every podcast
Hey.
Yeah.
we've done so far.
I'm a regular.
Yeah, we'll get you your your subscription to our
Alright.
magazine. We'll
Good.
get you the squirrel T-shirt when that takes off.
Oh man.
I'm not a squirrel. I'm a me.
There was one time where a bird got stuck in our gift shop, and it was like the greatest fuck you moment to that entire species. Because the birds, because like you work cabanas too, so like you'll bring people food, and you have to carry the food from halfway across the park because management hates you.
As management does.
As they should. As is tradition.
Right?
As is required by company policy.
It's true. You get a break every 8 hours, and you have to hate yourself.
Yes.
It's in the fine print.
I'm already halfway there.
One of those. Way too many problems with.
I'm doing that for free.
But-
Like, man, if I could get paid for that, ooh, I'd be set for life.
Yeah, retail. I'm telling
Literally.
you. Do it.
You're right.
That'll just be the word of this episode. The word of the day is retail.
Retail.
But yeah, so they would take the food while you're walking. And then, like, these families would be eating, and this 2-year-old would, like, try to grab a chip, wouldn't successfully grab it, and the bird would be like, this is my chance. And, like, swoop in and grab the chip before the kid could. And so one day, this fucking bird flies into our gift shop and just starts batting its wings, like, against everything and making all this noise. And everyone's freaking out because there's a bird in the gift shop. And I'm like, yes, like, we did it.
We captured one.
We got one. Now we can torture it and get its secrets and we can figure things out. It'll be perfect.
Every now and again in elementary school, a bird would just fly into the auditorium. It would just be there for like
Just be hanging out in the back.
2 hours before like the janitor could just get a broom and just successfully coax it back out the door.
Because you can't.
Those were the interesting days.
I mean,
You can't kill a bird.
Well, you could.
you
just be a dick.
yeah.
You'd be a squirrel.
Don't be a squirrel.
I had a 5th grade teacher who got a class pet, a bird, because it flew in and refused to leave.
Another example of birds are terrible things.
For a second, I thought you were gonna say birds are terrible people.
I was going to just like, Brystin.
There's the
don't
second
do
shirt.
it.
No.
Birds are terrible people.
Birds are terrible people. I want that one. I like that one more than the squirrel one.
I'd wear both of those simultaneously.
At the same
You should just
time.
get stickers.
Oh, we should get stickers. We should get car decals, stickers, beanies.
We have a logo.
We do have a logo.
We do.
We should get headphones.
We
We
should.
should get headphones.
Oh.
It'd be perfect.
This is the first time we're recording since we've made the logo.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, we didn't have the logo last time.
we didn't have anything decided.
No. I thought it was just going to be a picture of my face with text that just said, that'll do.
Oh, well, now we gotta change
I
it.
don't know. Alright, just null and void everything we just said. We're going back to the drawing room. So, Sean, since, like, you haven't had a job,
Yeah.
if you could pick your first job, what would you do?
My first job, ideally, is winning the lottery. And then my
Alright.
second
Is that a
job,
salary or is that
And
commission?
then my second job is nothing.
Oh my god. Nothing ever again.
What would you
Exactly.
do with your
Yeah.
life? I feel like I'd be so bored.
I'd nap more. I'd go see more movies.
Can you do any more of either of those?
Right.
Yes, I actually don't go out to see a lot of movies.
I don't either, honestly.
This is true.
He never takes me out anymore.
We never go out together anymore. Yeah,
Oh,
my lack of car or other means of transportation besides feet makes it a little difficult to go.
Dude,
places.
that's like the job search up here in Tallahassee like sucks because nothing is like easy unless you get a job on campus.
It's so true.
Yeah, and like I don't know what to do because I'm not gonna have a car for like a while.
Yeah, that's so accurate. I had been looking for a job my freshman year, and I was like, there's nothing you can get on campus.
Nothing at all.
It's all work study, so if you don't qualify for work study, you can't have a job on campus, pretty much, or you have to be super knowledgeable about something I have no knowledge in, so that's
yeah,
helpful.
it has to be like a niche thing.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Or you stay up all night and you do night staff.
Yeah. Oh
Which
god.
is
Alright.
where I'm going, honestly.
Don't.
Joe did that. He has
Do you
stories.
remember
My
when...
roommate Nick does it.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And my roommate Nick Blake Tyler, he does it. And he
Put his full
he
name
loves
up
it. Oh yeah. So now everybody can on Facebook and look him up. Ooh.
No, do you remember though when I was working nights and going to school during the day, and what was the thing you told me? You said, have you considered getting a different job? Your
Oh, I
own
said
words.
that. Oh.
Yes, you said that.
Listen to your own advice.
I'm just trying
Yeah.
to diversify my portfolio. Okay. Hey, I've sold T-shirts, and then I've stayed up all night. Like those are two marketable skills.
I mean,
Sales and awake.
staying up all night isn't the worst thing ever if you can do it regularly. If you don't have any like daytime commitments, really not that bad.
Well,
but when you have to be responsible for going to class and doing group
projects.
Yeah.
Handful of
Yeah,
people
and
get
group
that.
projects during the
Love
day with other people
Oh.
on deadlines, it kind of becomes terrible.
No,
Speaking of
I
a project with deadlines, that's really what I should be doing right now. Instead
Yeah,
of this.
but
no, but podcast.
but
Exactly.
podcasts, but retail.
I love you. I mean, no, I totally get what you're saying, and like I agree. Like you should never go for a job if you know inherently your schedule can't take it. But like with our major, there's a lot of classes that only meet like twice a week.
Right.
So if I get Spanish done this summer,
Fingers
then
crossed.
yeah, right, please. Then senior year, I can totally just have maybe like 3 classes just all on the same day,
Right.
and then night staff the day that I have off.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because you only do it. It's not like I think it's like twice a week.
Yeah, it's like 2 to 3 times a week. I had one of my friends did it, and then she did it for like a year and a half, and it was good until they promoted her to being a supervisor, and
Oh,
then
no.
it went to crap. And
I've been there. I have
Well,
stories
sorry.
about that.
Oh,
yeah,
Yeah, no, I'm gonna just stop saying the name because it's the only job I've had. I'm just saying the same place over and over again. But no, I was a supervisor for a little bit, and I was hilarious as a supervisor because I was friends with people, so like I hate the phrase "so they did what I told them to do."
Because they did what you told
But they did, like, I was just like, hey, could you do this? And it's like, oh, yes, I respect you. Like, yes. But, like, I couldn't actually go and order people around. Like, it's just not in my nature
Right.
to, like, boss and, like, yell at somebody. So I didn't really like the amount of, like, responsibility that came with it. Because it was perfect lying right where I was. And then I was like, no, let's put more responsibility on. And everything, like, caved in. Like,
oh,
the
yeah.
roof gave way.
I mean, I've had to like shift lead for stuff, and when you just have people who don't want to be there and don't want to do anything, you're like, no, you need to go do this thing, or we're never going to leave. It's terrible because they're like, well, I don't really care what you have to say about this, and you're just like, all right then.
Yeah, you're like finding weird passive-aggressive ways to talk to your friends. Like it's
Yeah.
yeah, no, I didn't like it. So I feel that.
Yeah. Well, because like you don't want to get passive aggressive because passive aggressive is the worst kind of aggressive. So
Like you might as well just be aggressive. Like just
That's what
be,
I'm saying.
Like because you're being more of a squirrel if you're fucking like trying to sugarcoat it and like hide
Oh,
it
I
behind. Like
know.
I'd much rather you just tell me like, dude, like fucking like do it. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, don't be like, well, you know, like some of the other guys were talking and we think you should be doing this right now. Like.
yeah, it's not exactly my style. I'm like, no, just go do it, or then we're gonna have other problems. But no, that was rough. And then it's always you end up with the people who, all right, this shift is gonna be good because I know who's working. We're gonna get so much shit done. It's gonna be great. And then you look at the schedule and you're like, and this day is going to be a shit show.
Oh my God, no,
Because I'm working with, this person, and I also have to work with this other person, and they're both terrible. So it's not even like you can just predominantly deal with the one person and be like, all right, we're cool. And then, the third guy just doing their own thing.
Oh yeah, because the schedule determines the type of day that you are going to have.
Oh,
like
for
9
sure.
out of 10 times. Because when you go and you clock in and you see who you're working with, and if you like them, the day goes by super fast.
Oh, for sure.
Most of the time. And if you don't like them, the day drags on and feels like 2 days,
Forever.
but you still only get paid for 1 day.
Right, and when it's in the
Terrible
middle of the
combination.
night, then you're like, I really can't escape. There are no customers to deal with. It's literally just you and me at each other's throats, and this is going to be the longest 8 or 10 hour or whatever long shift. Because they're long to begin with. You're locked in a store.
Yeah.
You can't leave. You can't get deliveries, even when it's 3 a.m. and you really want some pizza. And so you're just stuck
I'm
there.
just trying to eat Jimmy John's at my work. I don't know why they don't
You
let me.
know? Yeah.
Jameson John the second.
All right.
Yeah, no, but like... No, okay, like, tips, if you're going into retail, seriously, just be a nice person. Honestly, like, don't be a squirrel or a bird. Just fucking try to get along with people so everyone's day goes by faster. Like, don't be the dickhole that everyone's trying to avoid that makes the day last twice as long. And also, just lay low, man. If you're not trying to move up in the company, like, don't move up in the company.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I mean, that sounds so counterproductive. But, like, if things are working out where you are, just, like, going up isn't always going to be the better option.
No.
Like, honestly. Because it's a summer job or it's, like, a college job. If you're not in it for the long haul, why are you trying to be in it for the long haul? These are all for Sean, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't
For
know.
sure.
This is just like the Sean help session. It's just advice for getting a job.
Exactly. Well, for when you get the job.
Yeah.
You shouldn't go into it being like, all right, so I know not to be a dick,
Yeah.
and I know I can't order Jimmy John's, and I'm prepared to
3 in the
deal
morning,
with these consequences if you hire me.
I'm prepared to deal with the consequences of my actions.
Oh God, I'm not.
I'm never.
No.
I'm never okay with that.
I mean,
That wasn't me. That was the
Yeah.
other voice.
yes and no. Because, like, you will go into some things and you know, all right, I'm going to have to deal with people. As awkward as it is, I'm going to have to ask them if they want to open a credit card, even though that's the worst kind of question you can ask a person. Like, can I run a credit check on your whole life history? Like, no, that's terrible. But you know when you apply to these kinds of places that you're going to have to do it. So you're just kind of like, well, like, you know you're going to have to deal with, like, sweaty, cranky kids if you go to a theme park. Like, you just know you're going to have to deal with it. So some things you're like, fine. But then it's the other things when it's, like, management or something that's more you don't know concretely when you kind of walk into it, that you're like, okay, this day or this half of the day or whatever is going to be fine because this person's in charge versus someone else being in charge. That's when things get a little bit more sticky. And it's crazy how much the same store in different locations can vary, because I've switched between, like, Tallahassee and where I'm from back and forth a couple times, and it's so drastically different how things are run from one store to the next, even though they're all under the same district, like, division within the company, and then just corporate in general. So it's weird how both stores can be under the same guys, like, leadership, if that's what we're calling it.
Quote-unquote leadership.
I mean, when you come, like, once a month or once every 2 months, like, how much are you really leading the store? I don't know. But things are always magically, you know, running smoothly when they know that person's coming.
Well, yeah. If you like your boss or, like, your supervisor, it's, like, more incentive to, like, actually do a good job.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like, things just run so much more smoothly when you look and you're like, okay, like, this person's coming in, we're just gonna get through it, it's gonna be fine. Like,
Yeah. And it's also one of those things where you learn the styles and the tendencies of different people, so you know, like, oh, this person really wants this one thing to get done and, like, this thing prioritized, whereas maybe everyone else wants something else prioritized more so than other things. Or you get the manager that you're like, well, I'm just gonna give it to the customer for whatever tangent they're gonna go on, because I know if this person is managing right now, they're gonna come over and give it to them anyhow, so you might as well not bother. But then other managers, you're like, no, that's not what the sign says. I know definitively that's not right. So yeah, I'll call a manager over here because I know they're gonna back me up and I know it's gonna be fine.
Exactly. And you have multiple managers.
Oh yeah, there's like 6 or 7 of them at each location, so you know, and you're like, all right, let's look at the time, who is it that's right now, or like who's on their lunch break or whatever, and you know, okay, it's this person, I'm gonna handle this problem or complaint or whatever this one way versus another way, just because of the time of day and who's in charge at that point of time, which is crazy because it should be more equalized, like more balanced.
Well, they
but
always try to, like, the biggest problem I had wasn't even with customers. It was, like, with our own management system.
oh yeah,
Because, like, there was seriously a day where we had a new promotion going on, and we had a flyer, okay? and the flyer was like, okay, listen, if somebody buys or spends this much in the gift shop, offer them a bag, and the bag is like only a cent if they spend like $40, right?
Okay.
Which at a tourist trap, like a theme park, is like 2 things.
Oh yeah.
So you pretty much
very
Right.
easy to spend
Yeah.
like 40, 50 bucks.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like that's what they want you to do.
I'll get a T-shirt and a character-shaped Rice Krispie treat. $30 for each.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the Rice Krispie treats worth
Or, like-
more than like the T-shirt you're getting.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it's insane.
Right.
That's because it's dipped in company chocolate. They don't tell you that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not outsourced. That's local. All right. Wait, it doesn't matter. It'd be the other way around. It doesn't matter. Yeah, no. So it was on this paper, and so we're reading this paper. I'm like, all right. So based on the fact that the paper is here, we're starting this promotion today. Why would the paper be here if we're not doing that? So I go to do it, and one of my supervisors was like, "Whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing with the bag?" And I was like, "Oh, they sold the paper. I'm doing what the paper said. Oh, we're not doing that yet. Okay,
Why is it out?
Why is the paper here? I didn't put it out here. I don't know." And they take the paper, okay? Then the other supervisor comes in. "Hey, how many bags have you sold?" I was told not to sell bags. And she's like, "Well, no, I left the paper out here. The paper said to sell bags." And I was like, "Okay, well, this person took the paper and said we weren't supposed to do that." Okay, and she's like, "All right, well, I'll get the paper out for you." And so, third time, I start selling the bags again. A third person comes in.
A third separate entity.
A third separate entity comes in, and I'm handing somebody a bag.
The first manager comes back.
No, this is a different manager. There's 3.
Oh man.
Our supervisors is kind of what we call them. And the third supervisor is like, "Well, wait, how much did they pay?" And I was like, I don't know, like 45. Okay, well, they can't get the bag unless they pay 50. And like, I couldn't do it anymore. I just like put the bag down. I was like, "I don't know what you want from me. I don't know what to do." I like made a scene in front of this customer, who was probably one of the nicest customers I've ever gotten. Like, their kid is just sitting there, just like really wants the tote bag, and I was like, "I'm gonna fucking give him the tote bag. I'm gonna be a hero in this kid's eyes." And everybody's just stopping me from selling it to like these people these bags.
Oh man.
And so I was just like, "Look, you guys gotta figure it out. Like, I can't keep lying to people."
I can't keep it up.
No,
It's never a good time. They never come in when there's no customers. They come in when you're in the middle of the sale.
yeah.
And they're like, "Ooh, actually, you can't have that bag." And then that family watches another family
get one,
get
and
the
then they're
bag.
mad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Like the person in front of you in line gets one.
Yeah, and then one of the managers, the worst kind of manager, that gives people what they want just because they ask for it,
Yes.
and then instructs you not to do that.
Yes.
She gives them the bag after you've already told the people there's no promotion,
Yeah.
and then you just look dumb.
Yeah, that's why
It's company policy.
that goes
Hey,
back
bud.
to
Aw.
but that goes back to what I was saying about based off of who's the manager for that
Oh,
time
it's so true.
period as
Absolutely.
to whether you're gonna give them what they want or actually follow company policy and not, because you know if they're gonna come over then you just look stupid and then that sucks for everyone involved.
Yeah, again, don't make the workday harder for every other person there. Yeah, like nobody's shy. Okay, everybody who comes into retail might be a little shy in the beginning. Nobody is shy by the end.
Then they're just outspoken and irritable about
Yeah,
everything in
everyone's-
life.
Yeah, you go from like she never said anything, he or she never said anything. Then like, okay, like these people are really cool, and then you find out everything that bothers this person,
Yeah.
and you have to deal with how often that occurs. You learn so much from this one like aspect of the job market.
Oh, for
It's
sure.
really, you people watch,
Oh yeah.
and
You-
you're paid for it.
Yeah, you people
bet.
watch so hard. I'm not even an LP, and I people watch so hard. LP is loss prevention. So they're the people who are sitting there with all the video cameras and are like, let's see, oh, this person is stealing something, let's call the cops and go get them, and everything else
you
that
have
ensues
people
after
for
that. Oh, we have people for
Oh,
that.
that was just us.
I mean, we play an active role in it,
Yeah.
but I mean, we have people in our ears all the time, so it's managers, other people complaining about anything under the sun, and then also your LPs who are like, all right, double check this one thing, or this person put like swapped items and put it in a different box. So they put a more expensive item in a cheaper box and are like trying to get away with it. And like, obviously you can't do that, but people still try. Or people try the good old like, oh, we'll try on new shoes and put the old shoes in the box and try to walk out with the new shoes. Doesn't work. There's cameras. Like, come on now.
Moral of the story, people are dumb.
People are dumb.
People try to get away with dumb shit.
I've had people try to pass counterfeit bills on me, and that was probably the scariest day of my life.
Dude, that was scary. I have a funny one about that.
Oh.
It was scary.
It was really freaking scary.
No, like,
I unknowingly, like, it was in circulation. I just like got a 5 as change.
Mm-hmm.
It was a 10 because they did the I don't even think it was a marker. I think it was like a scanner thing for it.
Yeah,
This
you
was
have
like
you have a
4
UV
months
light,
ago.
and then you also have the
Yeah.
pens.
Yeah, the pens are great.
Yeah, and I was just,
Because they're
I was at a
freaking
rest
easy.
stop on the highway trying to buy snacks.
A rest
I was
stop,
like, yes,
and they
I
were
want-
checking
I
your
want
cash.
a $4 water bottle and Pringles. That's my snack. I only have this 10 to pay with. And it came out as counterfeit, and I was like,
What did they like think you made the bill?
they didn't do anything. I saw it. Like, on the readout of the scanner,
Yeah.
it just said, like, fake. Or no, it said, I think it said counterfeit or
It just
something.
said shit on it.
Just said trash, arrested. But no, like, the cashier she didn't say anything. She didn't do anything. She just put it in the register and gave me my Pringles and $4 water bottle.
Oh, well, how old were you?
This was like last year.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah.
It's not even like you're a little kid trying to like.
No,
You
no,
were a
this was like
grown-ass man using a counterfeit
this,
bill.
this was like mid-August.
So really, only like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
All right.
Gets into new major. Gets arrested for using counterfeit bills.
Gets expelled from new major.
It's
No.
a vicious cycle.
It is a vicious cycle.
But the day with the counterfeits, it was bad because this guy came in and he was being very sketchy, and we knew that. And he was trying to buy a whole bunch of ladies' Under Armour stuff, even though it was like this big dude. And we're like, all right, yeah, please tell me how you're like an extra small in sports bras right now. Sure.
It's 2018.
He
You
needs
can't
the
just
support.
assume that he
Oh,
does it.
oh, I know, but they weren't even all like the same
It's very
size, and so it was weird because it wasn't even like for a solid like a person, because nothing matched. It was just like a random hodgepodge of items, and we're like, all right, these are already like excluded from different things because it's like a higher end brand or whatever. Okay, you're just being real shifty in person, and you like keep walking around and like eyeing things very not nonchalantly, like.
Oh, yeah, no.
And
Very
You
shallow.
guys are super fucking easy to spot.
oh, I know. I mean, you take a class like after you
Oh,
get
yeah,
hired
yeah.
that it's like, here's like the 6 most obvious ways you're gonna notice that people are gonna try to steal shit, and you're like, all right, cool.
If the eyes are going in different directions at the same time.
Or just looking straight
probably
into the
trying to
cameras
steal.
and trying to be like, is this real? I don't know. But there are different ones. Yeah, and
If
so
you die in the store, you die in real life.
and the guy was just being super shifty. So then he's, in line waiting, and he, comes to my register because I was like the next one open. We're like, okay, whatever. And he pulls out this stack of cash and counts it all for you. You're required to recount it, but I also have the LP in my ear being like, you need to make sure this is real, because he just seems so shifty. Like, it can't be real. Anyhow, and I knew as soon as I touched the bottom bill, I was like, this is all fake. The top one was real. The rest of them are all fake. And it's like a $200 plus purchase.
They paid in cash.
So he tried to do in cash, which isn't like that
it's not
normal.
great.
And they're all like
That's-
20s, which is what you get out of an ATM. So it's not that weird.
No.
But the first 20 was real, and then the other 200 were not. And I was just like, well, what do I do to buy time? Because I'm not gonna let the guy have the product and then you go tackle him because you might not be fast enough. I counted it and I was like, this is all fake. LP, come save me. I don't know what to do. And then I was like, oh, pretended to miscount it. I'm also have no poker face at all.
You're just trembling.
You're just crying.
Oh my god.
I'm so sorry.
It's all fake. None of it's real.
counted it again, and I was like, all right, when is someone like going to come get me out of this situation? Because the guy was just being like, I don't know, like he didn't say anything, but you could just tell like he knew that I knew it wasn't real, and I was just like, this is probably one of the most scariest moments of my life, because I don't know what you're going to do. I've already had people like throw stuff at me because their card has been declined. Like, I don't know what this guy's gonna do. Who really knows?
My debit card got declined in a Walmart once.
That's awkward.
It's because I've never used it.
Oh.
I was like, let me go in and get.
Did you not activate it?
I did activate it, but I think I just waited too long to actually use it once.
So you can't activate it, then 5 years later you gotta fucking use it.
Yeah.
It's
Normally,
like, let me buy
once
like
you
a
hit
$2 thing.
Normally, once you hit 3 years, they automatically close them. But that's pretty standard. But who knows? Whatever you
I
do.
didn't read the print.
Yeah.
Because you never worked in retail.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That's what.
Yeah.
That's it.
Anyhow, and so the guy rips the cash out of my hand, or like non-cash, whatever we're calling it.
Paper.
Yeah.
The
It literally
medium.
felt like they color photocopied a picture of the bill on like normal paper. It wasn't even like a good counterfeit, and I was just like, all right, bud, what are you doing? Anyhow, so the LP comes and goes to like tackle him because he's still in possession of the counterfeit bills at this point. And then there's another guy in the parking lot who wants to try to play Good Samaritan, and he's like, no, you can't do that. I know this is Florida and you're allowed to have a concealed carry weapon, but you cannot get involved in this. And he's like, we will literally be on the 6 o'clock news and I will be completely fired. So no, like, even though you have no control over a guy trying to pull a weapon out or anything.
Right, yeah.
And
it was
so
on your shift, so
So it's your fault.
so you're responsible. Yeah.
you pulled that gun.
Sure. And so he had to like talk the potential Good Samaritan out of being a not Good Samaritan.
Bad Samaritan.
Yes. And by the time that happened, the guy was running around the parking lot, tearing up the fake bills into like tiny little pieces and throwing them all through the shrubbery. So then
Not the shrubbery.
You're trying to get a Monty Python reference, like.
Oh,
who
I could.
says shrubbery normally?
I could just go
Oh my
nice of me right now.
and so the
I'm
cops
always
come.
prepared.
The cops come and like get the guy, but he's no longer in possession of the bills because he's ripped them into a million pieces.
Because he's eaten the entire stack.
Sure. And so
His doctor said
they,
he needed leafy greens. He thought that's what it meant.
I mean, leafy photo paper, sure. And
It's the same as spinach. It's the same as spinach.
All
No,
right,
it's the same as
Popeye.
kale. Let's be real. Kale's just a photocopied picture.
Kale isn't real.
Kale's gross.
Kale's not fucking real. Alright, sorry.
And so the cops are there. The LP is like happy with me because at the very least they didn't get the merchandise. And I'm like, all right, cool. And the way it works is if you like prevent merchandise from being like a theft, you get a cut of whatever that merchandise is worth if they can prosecute the guy. Anyhow, so the cops are there, and like I'm still checking out other people in line, like
nothing happened.
happened.
Company
And
policy.
the one person comes up who was like next in line and was like, what was that about? And I was just like, I can't legally tell you anything. Cool, we're just gonna scan your crap and let's go. And I just like threw the guy's stuff that he was trying to get just like back under the counter where all the crap people reject basically goes.
The
But you had
reject
to
pile.
refold all of that, didn't you?
I did, damn it.
Oh,
And
Damn it.
don't be a squirrel.
oh my god.
Now I'm
And
just imagining
so-
a squirrel with counterfeit money.
So the cops are there and they find some of the fake cash in the bushes, and obviously it tests as not real, like yeah, it's counterfeit. But because they didn't have enough to actually reconstruct a bill, they could not charge the guy. So our LP didn't get credit for anything.
Oh, that's...
Nothing happened other than like the guy technically would be trespassing if he tries to come back into the store. But other than that, nothing happened. No one got a cut of anything. And basically they're just like, well, that was a shitty ending to a semi-good story. And you're just like, alright, cool. But,
Oh my god, no, that was like a really shitty ending.
Yeah.
oh, I know.
Oh my
Yeah, here's this
God.
great story, and in the end, nothing happened.
Literally. And you had to refold the clothes.
Oh, I know.
Like, I'm just like having PTSD.
It's like
the blue little folding thing.
Oh, I
It's
don't
a
even use
negative
that. You
ending.
can. I have mastered the chin fold where you don't need that anymore.
I am well aware of the chin fold. Yes.
The chin fold, or depending on the material, if you don't have to tuck in that last little bit, you can just do it all and it just lays there nicely. As long as you do it in size correct order, you're good to go.
Shit, you're right. There's still retail's a bottomless pit. Because you are still discovering new ways to fold clothes. And it's never fast. You just get slightly like better.
You just get
like,
better at it.
You get
And then
less
you get
worse.
the people who
Yeah,
are
you
mad
never win.
because depending on what the material is, if you get that, nice like workout material, it doesn't really fold.
Yeah.
And so it still has to be folded, but it's just like a struggle to try to make that look nice because as soon as anyone like breathes on it, it reshapes itself, and you're like, all right, cool.
Yeah, like your guys' stories sounded bad. Mine was kind of funny because I made an ass of the dude and of myself.
Oh, good.
So it's one of these stories.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm excited now.
So it was the first season I worked there, and like I was so psyched. Like of the idea to catch somebody using counterfeit money was like the best thing to me. I was like, oh, I'm a fucking cop. I'm like 16. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. This is cool. And so I get this guy. This guy's like super shaky. He's just like a kid. He's like my age at that time. And he just hands me the money. And if it's over a certain amount, you like have to use the counterfeit pen. So I used it. And I can't remember what color it turns, but if
It's
it's...
black.
Well, it's black if it's good. No, it's brown if it's...
It's like
Or it's
an
yellow?
off yellow
Yeah, it's yellow
when
if
it's
fine.
good, so it just shows up over the paper.
It's
and then
brown,
if it's
so, yeah.
black, it's
If it's black,
very
yeah.
much not okay.
So, yeah, ours would sometimes be like a yellowy brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I did it, and it was black, and I put it in the register, and I was giving the kid his change. Because, like, you do this so much, you don't even really think about it, and I was like, wait. And I said that out loud, I was like, wait. And the kid's like sweating bullets.
The kid, like, in the middle of it, the kid's thinking, oh, I gotta wait.
Oh, yeah.
He might change. Wait.
It's like, oh no, I'm gonna be caught. And so I pull the bill out, and I was like, the strip's black. And this kid's like, what? And I was like, the strip, it's black. This isn't real. This isn't real money. You gave me fake
The
money.
wheels are just turning as you're talking.
No, it was just going for it. And this kid is just like, yeah, it is. It's real money. I was like, no, it's not. It's not. And I called my supervisor over there. And I was like, hey. And I try not to name names, but I was like, hey, you.
Hey, bud.
Hun, could you
Oh my
come
god.
Hey, son,
My supervisor comes over, and I like slam the dollar down. And I'm like, this isn't real. Haha. And this kid is just like freaking the fuck out of funny. I'm just so excited to have caught somebody with the pen. And she's like, all right, well, like, okay, I'll just take it from here. And we brought like a security guard in, and they were just like talking to the kid, and the kid was just so scared. And like people were like, oh my god, like what's happening to that kid? And I was just sitting there like, yeah, I found the counterfeit guy. Like, so, yeah, it was me. It wasn't like a group effort. It was me. And I seriously like don't know what happened to the kid. Because they kind of like he's still in Adventure Island.
my
Keeping
God.
him in the wave pool. He is so wrinkly.
That's where we get our mannequins from.
Oh my god, the Kohl's mannequins are made from people who steal from Kohl's.
It's the best meme
It's so
ever.
great. It's so relevant. to, like,
Yeah,
our
they're
situation.
incredibly detailed, which is very scary.
I hate detailed mannequins. I do.
But they
I
just
really
don't
do.
have
Anything
heads.
mannequins freaks me the fuck out.
We got new ones from Nike that have heads,
Lungs.
and they're just very round and very shiny. And so every time, because most of them it's like an off-white or like,
Yeah.
I don't know, they're not
Or, like, matte
shiny.
black.
They're right.
Yeah.
It's either like matte white or matte black.
A neutral
And
color.
these
Neutral
are
shade, rather.
like pure
Wild
white
sea color.
and shiny, and so every time you see them you actually think it's a person because it has the head,
Oh.
and the rest of them it's just neck down.
Oh no, this is scary.
Yeah, it's creepy.
So like people swear by this, and I think it's kind of insensitive, but we had a kid die at our park
Ooh.
like 15 years ago, something around there, maybe just 10, I don't know. But they said that certain places were haunted by this dead lifeguard's ghost, and like
Oh, so it was a worker.
yeah, it was like okay, like so like a lifeguard was on top of our like tallest slide, like Wahoo Run was like a thing, and was helping people get down and like just was struck by lightning.
Oh.
Instantly
shit.
just wiped off the face of the earth.
Oh, good.
And
I mean, it's all water, so yeah.
yeah, you know. Well, I mean, it's like a wooden. You gotta like walk up to it. But yeah, like, he got struck by lightning and he died. And people have like always said there's just like weird things that happen. And you're always like, I mean, I don't know. Why would he spend his time here? That would suck. I wouldn't want. I already work here. Like, he worked here. Why would he come back here forever?
Is he like just stuck forever there?
Yeah, like it's
Just forever working.
That's his hell.
But there was one weird thing that ever happened that was like super spooky, and
It was spooky.
there's no way Regina's listening to this, but Regina was my supervisor.
You never know.
I know, maybe. And so
Regina, if you're listening,
sometimes I would
Send us a comment.
yeah,
like, comment, and subscribe.
yeah, okay, so I would stay late sometimes to help her because like we were friends and I was a minor, so like you can't just stay as long as you want. Like you have a set
Right.
time that you have to leave.
Yeah.
So I'd just be kind of like helping her off the clock so she wouldn't get in trouble. And there was just one night where we were kind of just going through the motions, and she was like, "Hey, can you put this like in, like the merch office?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And it's like a separate thing that you have to walk to the gift shop.
Right.
Yeah.
And so there's like nobody in the park. It's like pitch black. It's like probably like 10:30, 11. And so I go into the merch office. Like I'm in there and just playing the music, and all the lights are on, everything, like everything's running, everything's on. And I go to like do what she told me to do, and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot something. Like, okay. I walk outside and immediately realize the thing I forgot is sitting in that room. And I was like, oh, okay, well, hold on, I gotta go back. I open the door, all the lights are off. The song is like a different song. I'm dead at, like, we did not play at the park.
Oh, good.
And it was halfway through that song. And I flipped the light switch, and for like 3 seconds, the light switch did not come on. And I like almost shit my pants.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like,
Man.
because I let the door kind of shut. I walked in and like flipped it, and then the door like was closing slowly behind me, and I was like,
No.
and so the lights came on. I mean, the song was still playing, and I was like, okay. And I grabbed the thing and did what I needed to do, and I fucking hauled ass out of like the
Yeah.
merch shop and ran to Regina. And when me and Regina went in, it was a different song playing back on the rotation that we had.
The sad thing is, we know the rotation of music.
That's the scariest part.
And you know all of it, and to the point where it's not always like shuffled. So, especially when we hit the holiday music, which is the worst to begin
see,
with.
we don't even open during the holiday.
You know what song is coming next. And it's like a sad game of anticipation to like get through the playlist.
That's my life, a sad game of anticipation.
Honestly.
It's so bad. Oh man.
Yeah, no, so that's... Thank God it didn't have anything to do with mannequins.
Oh my
Because I think I'd actually just kill myself.
You actually
Yeah.
would have just shit yourself.
Yeah, it would have been bad. No.
Just you flip the light switch, nothing happens. You see a mannequin in the corner of your eye, and
No.
just
Dude, like if I would have flipped the switch and just imagine like cubicles, right?
Right.
And just mannequins in all the chairs.
Oh my
I think I'd like actually just die. Like like there's no cause of death. I was so scared, everything just went black.
Everything just ended.
Yeah.
cause of
Oh.
death. Scary.
Anticipation.
Anticipation.